G'day viewers, how are you? I just wanted to come on here and correct the record on the interpretation of the naming of my hometown, Wagga Wagga, New South Wales, because I've done some independent research myself, and it actually is contradicts the research that has been done by I don't know who, Wagga historians or people that came up with the original naming convention for Wagga Wagga, but I can assure you that their interpretation of the Wiradjuri language, Wiradjuri, which is the local Aboriginal tribe in that area, the interpretation for the name based on the language, the history, the archaeology, the anthropology of that area is totally incorrect. Wagga Wagga is not the place of many crows. Okay, so the assumption that the word Wagga in the Wiradjuri language, however it was spelt, which can be interpreted as meaning crow, if repeated, Wagga Wagga can be interpreted as a plural form of the language. That's totally incorrect. That is corrected by the fact that a modern translation of the Wiradjuri language includes the phrase Wagga Wagga. Okay, the phrase Wagga Wagga, which is a repetition of the word Wagga twice, Wagga Wagga, but that is a phrase, and that has a completely different meaning to the singular word Wagga, meaning crow. So the phrase Wagga Wagga actually has two meanings in the Wiradjuri language. One of them can mean a kind of a dance, a kind of dance. The other interpretation of the phrase Wagga Wagga is a drunk man walking. So you could say stagger stagger, to be facetious, a drunk person walking, staggering. So a kind of dancing or a drunk person staggering. Now, if you combine this fact that the Wiradjuri language contains a phrase, Wagga Wagga, and it's not just based on this assumption that Wagga and Wagga repeated creates a plural, which it doesn't. There's no evidence for that. When you have a separate phrase, Wagga Wagga, that nullifies the concept of the plural theory, does it not? Because Wagga Wagga is actually a phrase of itself. So there can be no plural created from repeating Wagga Wagga twice. It's nullified by the fact that in the interpretation record it says Wagga Wagga is not a plural of crow. It's a completely separate phrase which has a completely separate meaning. So I'm sorry, that theory is completely nullified. It's not a plural. It's a completely separate phrase, and it has one of two meanings which I've already repeated. Either it means a kind of a dance or a drunk man walking. And if you combine that fact, that correct interpretation of the Wiradjuri language, with the fact of archaeological, anthropological evidence of the Wagga Wagga area, that Wagga Wagga was in fact an ancient site for corroborees. It was a corroboree site. And what is a corroboree? It effectively is a big dance party. It's an Aboriginal dance party. That's right, a kind of a dance party in Wagga Wagga with lots of Aboriginal guys who are probably effectively intoxicated as of the time and staggering around. So Wagga Wagga is not a place of many crows, and I grew up in Wagga Wagga. There weren't many crows there. That is crap. That is of the devil. The crow is a trickster, and like the devil, a deceiver, a liar. So the idea that Wagga Wagga has anything to do with crows and a place of many crows is a trick of the devil and a lie. The truth is, Wagga Wagga is the site of ancient Wurundjeri Aboriginal corroborees. It's a dance town, a party town. Okay? It's not a place of many crows. Get rid of it, ditch it. I encourage you now. Correct the record. It's a lie.